Oh, hello. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, seasons, felicitations, and wipe your feet.
My friends have something very special for you.
We're not going to open it before Christmas.
It's the world's biggest Christmas card.
Oh, but sweetheart.
Classic Christmas Radio Theater.
God bless us, everyone.
Yes, tiny Tim. God bless us, everyone.
Featuring some of the greatest Christmas radio shows of all time.
Attaboy, Clarence. Attaboy.
And now here's your host and my favorite elf, Wyatt Cox.
We head back 73 years to December 23rd, 1948. Jackie-Kelk, and of course, as Henry Aldrich, it is Ezra-Stone. And they will be the Aldrich family from Thursday, December 23rd, 1948. Some of the headlines of that date: the U.S. cut off Marshall Plan aid to the Netherlands East Indies in a sharp move of the Dutch military drive against the new Indonesian Republic. The U.S. and 6 other nations reported near terms yesterday on agreements of the proposed new North Atlantic Defense Treaty. President Truman flew home yesterday for an old-fashioned Missouri Christmas as he entered his Independence home, where a 10-foot Christmas tree stood in dazzling beauty in the bay window of the living room. He said he had no plans for the rest of the day. A new cabinet, which may talk peace with the communists, entered China's darkening picture yesterday. On the battlefronts, there was an ominous lull. General Walter Bedell Smith, the American ambassador to Russia, plans to return to the U.S. shortly and may resign, according to high administration sources. And in Cleveland, the traditional mother-in-law barbs had no place in the home of Mr. and Mrs. John Toth in Cleveland. For 45 years, Mrs. Julia Inez, the 93-year-old mother-in-law of the couple, has lived peacefully in the home of her daughter and son-in-law. By the way, in Ottumwa, Iowa, the man whose peculiar destiny it is to go through life named Santa Claus has mailed answers to 500 children's letters this week. The Reverend Santa Claus, a Church of God preacher, moved to Ottumwa, Iowa last year from Marshall, Missouri. His mailbox, served by a mounted carrier, is the largest on the route. And for 19 years, he's run up a huge personal postal bill along about Christmas time because he accepts letters addressed to Santa Claus, and he says so far he's answered every one. Those some of the news headlines from December 23rd, 1948, and we will head to the Aldrich family. That'll be coming up next on this classic Christmas radio theater program. Now on Classic Christmas Radio Theater, Ezra-Stone as Henry Aldrich, Jackie-Kelk as Homer Brown, the Aldrich family, from 73 years ago, December 23rd, 1948.
And now the Jell-O family presents...
Henry Aldrich.
Coming, Mother.
Yes, it's the Aldrich family, based on characters originated by Clifford Goldsmith and starring Ezra-Stone as Henry with Jackie-Kelk as Homer. And yes, it's the Jell-O family with its 3 famous desserts. Jell-O in those 6 delicious flavors, Jell-O puddings with that old-fashioned homemade flavor, and Jell-O tapioca puddings. A miracle of goodness, a marvel of speed.
For desserts that are delicious, boy, believe me, you should know. They are made by famous Jell-O.
And now for the Aldrich family. To a typical teenage boy like Henry Aldrich, every holiday is naturally a red letter day. And whatever the celebration, Henry is always certain to be right in the center of it, adding a little color of his own. The scene opens at the Aldrich breakfast table. It's the week before Christmas.
Sam, I'm just as pleased as I can be.
Yes, what about?
Henry, he's been so helpful this past week. And, dear, do you know what I think?
What?
He's really growing up.
You know what I think?
What?
Christmas is just around the corner.
Sam Aldrich, you're just being cynical.
No, Alice, I'm just experienced. Any time now, he'll start in dropping hints.
What hints?
About what he'd like us to give him for Christmas.
Sam, if he does, it's just because he's trying to be helpful.
Father, are you in the dining room?
Yes, Henry?
Hiya, Father, old-timer.
Here we go.
I thought you might like your pipe here.
Thank you, Henry.
Can I fill it for you?
No, thank you.
Or strike a match and light it?
No, thanks.
Gee whiz, isn't there anything I can do?
Would you care to smoke it for me?
Sam!
Henry, is there something special on your mind? Something you want to say?
Why, no, sir. I'm just passing the time of day.
I see.
Only, now that I think of it, did I mention that swell football game I saw?
When, dear?
Thanksgiving Day. Boy, it was some game.
It was?
Yeah. Too bad I didn't enjoy it.
You didn't? Why not?
I don't know. You take a football game and you sit way back in the stands, see? And if you're not equipped, where are you?
Where?
You're right. It sure makes you think, doesn't it?
Hey, Henry.
Oh, gee whiz. I'll be right with you, Homer. Excuse me.
Henry, wouldn't you like to be a little more explicit?
Sure, Father. The game I missed the best part of was the one we came closest to winning all season. Hi, Homer.
Listen, Henry, when are you going to casually show that advertisement to my father?
What? I'll tell you.
Oh, gee whiz, don't you want him to make me happy for Christmas?
Homer, I intend to show it to him. Just as soon as I find it.
You lost it?
Not permanently. I was eating some cookies the other night, see? And the next thing I knew, your ad had disappeared. Temporarily.
You mean you ate it?
Ate it? Now that I think of it, that last cookie was kind of chewy.
Henry, I'll never get that piccolo if you go around eating up my ass.
Besides, Homer, if you ask me, you ought to be more subtle about that piccolo.
Who's not subtle? I'm not subtle.
Look, for Christmas, I want those binoculars down in the Havens, right?
Right.
So I just subtly drop a few hints and mention that I wasn't able to see the Thanksgiving football game from way back where I sat. And right away, they know it's binoculars I want.
They do?
Sure. Only they just try to worry me by pretending they don't understand.
Gee, Henry, you're right. You have to be subtle. You know what I'm going to do?
What?
Just a few days before Christmas, I'm going to give my father a box of good cigars.
Cigars?
Sure, and right inside I'll put a copy of that piccolo ad. How's that for being subtle?
Henry!
Yes, Mary?
Maybe one of you could help me.
With what, Mary?
Well, look, Homer. Suppose you were a man, see?
Mary, are you insulting me?
Of course not, Homer. I just said suppose you were.
Oh.
So, if you were this certain party, would you prefer a pen and pencil set or a 3-speed blanket?
You're buying me a blanket that travels at 3 speeds?
I should have known better than to ask you a simple question. Mother!
Wait a minute, Mary. Ask me again. Ask me again.
Mother, are you in the kitchen?
Mary, dear, I'll be right back.
Sam! But, Mother, I just want to ask you what I should buy Kermit for Christmas.
Sam, look what I just found in the cookie jar, an advertisement.
Someone's advertising in our cookie jar?
Dear, don't you get it? Henry put it there for us to find.
Oh, let me see it. Are you never the life of the party? Buy one of our piccolos and stop playing second fiddle. $6.75 delivered. Alice, a piccolo?
Sam, that's what he wants for Christmas.
Engraved with bluebirds, $1 extra.
That would be lovely.
But Alice, where does a football game enter into a piccolo?
Dear, it's obvious.
It is?
Of course. Henry wants to play in the school band.
What?
Yes, dear, so he can sit right on the sidelines and get a perfect view.
Mr. DeHaven.
I'll be right with you, boys.
Look, Homer, there are my binoculars.
Where?
Right there in the store window, next to that sign that says, Make Mother Happy for Christmas with a personalized darning egg.
Now, what can I do for you boys?
Mr. DeHaven, I'd like a box of your best cigars.
Yes, sir. We have an excellent brand here that comes all wrapped for Christmas.
That's swell. I'll take it.
Good. That'll be $11.50.
How much?
$11.50.
That 11 you're speaking of, is that dollars?
It is.
Gee whiz, all I have is $1.25.
Mr. DeHaven, could I please try these binoculars in the window?
Very well, Henry, but be careful.
Gee, thanks.
Mr. DeHaven, don't you have cigars without quite so much tobacco that come for about $1.25?
No, I'm afraid not. Why not get your father something else?
Not cigars?
We have some nice simulated plastic picture frames.
picture frames.
Yes, you could slip your picture in one of them and give that to your father.
My picture? And watch my piccolo go right out the window?
Well, then I'm afraid there's nothing I can do, Homer. Now, be careful with those binoculars, Henry.
Yes, Mr. DeHaven. All I'm doing is looking through them.
Boy, imagine, $11.50 for cigars. People sure do burn up money.
Boy, Homer, boy, are these binoculars neat.
Let me look through them, Henry. Let me look.
Okay, but take it easy, Homer.
Hey, you see Agnes Lawson down by the soda fountain?
Yeah?
You know how much her check is? Only 5 cents.
Gee, are those binoculars as powerful as that? Excuse me, Homer.
Who are you phoning?
My father, to drop another hint.
Number, please.
Elm 992.
Henry, while you're calling, I think I'll join Agnes.
What for?
I've owed her a treat for a long while, and boy, this looks like a good time to pick up her check.
Hello?
Hello, Father.
Henry, I've got to meet your mother. What is it?
Why, nothing in particular. I just happened to be down here in DeHaven's drugstore, and I saw...
Saw what?
Nothing, Father. But don't you think it's pretty interesting to be able to see a check from as far off as 20 feet?
See a what?
A check.
Henry, what are you driving at?
Driving at, Father? I? Oh, gee, I just called to pass the time of day.
Yes, but...
Well, now that I've passed it, so long, Father.
Henry, where's Homer?
Over there with Agnes and Mr. DeHaven. If things go right, my parents ought to be in for these binoculars sometime today.
Good. Did I mention there's no extra charge for the leather case?
They come in a case?
Oh, yes, with a strap that goes around your neck.
Boy, that's a fine thing.
Say, Homer, I found a sample box of 15 cigars that I can let you have for $1.25.
But, Mr. DeHaven, all I have now is $1.
What?
Agnes's check was 25 cents.
I thought it was only 5.
So did I. Only she was deliberately holding her thumb over the 2.
May I help you, sir?
Yes. Do you sell checkers at this counter?
Oh, we do indeed. Would you like to see them in wood, plastic, or reinforced cardboard?
Well...
Or if you want to go whole hog, we have a dandy set in hand-carved ivory.
Well, it really doesn't matter what the checkers are made of, just so that they're big enough to be seen from 20 feet off.
20 feet?
Yes.
Oh, wouldn't it be rather inconvenient to play from that distance?
Oh, it sounds ridiculous to me, too, but as near as I can figure out, that's what my son wants for Christmas.
Well, if you'll just wait a minute, I'll see if we have any large checkers in stock.
Thank you.
Father!
Oh.
Father, what are you doing down here at the Emporium?
I was supposed to meet your mother at the information counter 10 minutes ago.
Oh. Well, she still has time. By the way, Father, does a leather case with a strap that goes around your neck mean anything to you?
No, what?
I ran into Henry and he said if I saw you to casually mention that what he wants for Christmas comes in one.
You don't say.
And, Father, I have a problem.
Yes?
Well, if you knew a certain party that was, well, close to you.
Close to you?
Yes. And suppose you wanted to get him something very special for Christmas to show him how you feel about him, what would you get?
Why... Well, I really don't feel I should say.
Father, you must tell me.
Well, naturally, Mary, I'm sure whatever you get him, he'll be crazy about. But if I were that man, you know what I'd really like?
What?
Well, a new hunting rifle?
My goodness.
You're right, Mary. It's too expensive.
Oh, I'm not worried about the money.
No?
No, it's coming out of my special campaign fund.
Well, Mary, I hardly know what... Well, that is, I'm certainly... Mary.
Father, my goodness, you kissed me right in the middle of the Emporium.
I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh, that's quite all right.
And could you please tell me which way to guns?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I know, in sporting goods.
Now, don't you go spending too much, Mary. Nice girl, Mary.
Lovely. Friend?
Daughter. Say, isn't your jewelry department nearby?
2 aisles over, but...
As long as she's going as far as a hunting rifle, I wonder how she'd like a pearl necklace.
But, sir, about those checkers, I've measured all of them, and the largest is 1.25 inches in diameter.
Oh, well, I'll tell you. Does the set come in a leather case?
Why, no.
And it doesn't have a strap that goes around your neck?
No.
Well, thanks. The more I think of it, the more I'm sure we're on the wrong track with checkers.
Well, we have this chess set in leather case.
Chess?
And it's been reduced, and we could have a strap put on it.
No, I'm afraid not. If I don't like chess, why should Henry?
Sam!
Oh, there's my wife. Excuse me.
Dear, I'm sorry. I'm late, but I've finished every last bit of our Christmas shopping.
No, you haven't, Alice. We still need a gift for Henry.
Henry? Didn't you send away for that piccolo?
Yes, but he wasn't hinting for a piccolo.
He wasn't?
Not unless a piccolo has something to do with checks you can see 20 feet off and it goes around your neck.
What?
Incidentally, Alice, what do you think of pearls?
Pearls? What? Why, dear, they're very lovely.
They'd make a nice present for a young lady, wouldn't they?
Oh, my goodness, yes, but aren't they rather expensive?
Alice, in this case, nothing's too good.
Well, naturally, Sam, it's up to you. And, dear, while you're doing your shopping, there's something I ought to take care of, too.
Very well, dear, and try to think what it is Henry's been hinting at.
I will. Excuse me, madam, could you let me by, please? Young man.
Well, back again, madam.
Yes, these ties I bought a little while ago. I'd like to return them.
So soon?
Well...
Our ties don't usually start coming back until after New Year's.
Well, you see, I think I'm getting a pearl necklace for my husband, and I couldn't very well give him just ties in return.
I see. Very well. I'll make out a refund slip.
Thank you. Incidentally, you've had quite a bit of experience with gifts, haven't you?
I certainly have.
Well, what would you say it was that's handy at football games, comes in loud checks, and goes around your neck?
Why, madam, that's obvious.
It is?
Yes, you'll find our mufflers right over there at the next counter.
Muffler? But that's incredible. Henry would never... Why, it's incredible.
But, madam, what else could it be?
You bought Kermit what for Christmas?
A gun, Mother, a gun.
Dear, do you really think you should be giving a man you might eventually marry a thing like that?
Well, Father thought that's just what Kermit would like. And, Mother, my problem is, what should I have engraved on it?
Engraved?
On the barrel. I was thinking of something like, to Kermit, peace on earth, goodwill toward men.
Dear, I wouldn't have it engraved until after Christmas.
Why not?
Well, suppose it's the wrong size and has to be returned. And, Mary, wait till you hear what I'm getting from your father.
Hey, Henry. Mrs. Aldrich, have you seen Henry?
Oh, I believe he's up in his room, Homer. I'll call him.
Before you tell me what you're getting?
Mary, maybe you can help me out.
With what?
Have you ever had any experience rolling cigars?
Rolling what?
Cigars. I thought if I bought the raw materials and eliminated the middleman, I might get by for $1.
Homer, I've never rolled a cigar in my life.
Hi, Homer.
And I don't think it's a bit nice of you to infer that I have. My goodness.
Homer, Mary didn't mention anything about my family buying those binoculars, did she?
No.
Gee, I went through every hiding place in the house, and the only Christmas present I found was a muffler.
For you?
Gee whiz, no. My parents wouldn't palm a thing like that off on me. You should see it, Homer. Checks as big as that all over.
No kidding.
Boy, it looked like it was on fire.
Henry.
Yes, Homer?
I hate to mention this, but, well, maybe your parents didn't get your hints straight and bought you something else instead of binoculars.
Henry, will you please answer the phone?
Yes, Mother. Homer, what else could they have thought I was hinting for? Hello?
Hello, is this Aldrich?
Yes?
Elm 303?
That's right.
Well, this is the Emporium calling. Have you decided on what sort of engraving you want on that hunting rifle?
Hunting rifle?
Yes.
Hunting rifle?
That you bought this afternoon for the young man.
Are you sure you're calling Aldrich?
Yes.
Elm 303?
Yes.
And somebody here bought a hunting rifle?
Yes. Hello?
Oh, boy. Only maybe you shouldn't have told me that.
Oh, it's for you?
You better call back later and speak to either my mother or father. Goodbye. Homer, did you hear that? I'm getting a hunting rifle for Christmas.
Boy, and to think all I asked for was a piccolo.
Boy, Homer, that just goes to prove what a few subtle hints can do.
Henry wanted a pair of binoculars for Christmas, but the subtle hints he's been dropping have led his parents to buy him a muffler and a piccolo. Only now Henry believes they've bought him a hunting rifle, which is really Mary's present to her boyfriend. The scene opens in the Aldrich living room, and it's Christmas Eve.
A snow shovel. Mother, you're giving Father a snow shovel for Christmas?
Mary, let me finish. First, your father will give me my pearl necklace. Then I'll give him his snow shovel. And, Mary, you're going to see the longest face you've ever seen.
Well, I should think so.
And then I'll give him his real present, a lovely chess set in a leather case.
A chess set?
Yes, I saw him admiring it in the Emporium the other day.
Oh, Mother, you're so sweet.
Oh, and Mary, I feel so warm.
So do I. The house has been so different since Father insulated it.
I didn't mean that. I mean, everything's so perfect.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, dear.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Henry.
Would anybody like me to make them a glass of eggnog?
Eggnog, Henry?
Sure. That's just the thing I'm in the mood to make.
Well, thank you just the same, dear.
Hey, Henry.
Mary, please phone Mrs. Dixon and make sure she launders our good tablecloth in time for Christmas dinner.
Henry, I got that box of cigars from my father.
You did? For $1?
Sure, from Willie Marshall.
I didn't know Willie smoked cigars.
He doesn't. This is a box his uncle sent his father.
No kidding.
Sure. Mr. Marshall said the way he feels about his wife's family, he wouldn't smoke them with a 10-foot pole.
I'll get that.
I don't mind answering it, Mary.
I'm practically there. Hello?
Hello, Mary. This is Kermit.
Oh, hello, Kermit.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How have you been?
Fine, Kermit.
And we'll hear the conclusion of the Aldrich family from 73 years ago, December 23rd, 1948. All this Christmas mixed-up shopping is going to end up somewhere crazy, and you know it is. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thank you for tuning in to Classic Christmas Radio Theater.
Here's a great thing to consider doing right now before the end of the year. Call Medishare and find out just how much you would save by switching to Medishare, the affordable alternative to health insurance. When you call, you'll get some good news and probably be very happily surprised, too. The typical family saves $500 a month, but you might save even more. It's so worth it to at least find out. And you'll see why more than 400,000 people are already members. Medishare is a Christian community that's shared more than $4 billion in each other's healthcare costs. It really is remarkable, and they're very easy to talk to. And here's the thing. If you join before the end of the year, they'll waive your new member fee. That's another $170 you'll save. I'll give you the number here in a second. The call, and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 31st, so call now. You'll save even more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Thank you for being with us here on Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Through much of the run of the Aldrich family, ezra-stone played Henry Aldrich, Jackie-Kelk played Homer Brown, and Stone kept the role until 1942. He entered the Army. Norman Toklar succeeded Stone for 2 seasons. He later directed Leave It to Beaver. And let's see, Toklar also helped write many of the Aldrich episodes. He was followed by Dickie Jones for a year, Raymond Ives for another year. Stone returned to the role, continuing through 1951, Bobby Ellis becoming the last Henry Aldrich. It was an interesting run. House Jameson and Catherine Roth played Henry's parents, Sam and Alice, for much of the run of the show, and among others, Mary was played by Sharita Bauer. So there you go. We are listening, and we will have the conclusion of the Aldrich family, December 23rd, 1948. You know, this Christmas gift thing is a mess, and it'll get even messier when Classic Christmas Radio Theater continues in a moment. You're listening to Classic Christmas Radio Theater on your favorite station, and now the conclusion of the Aldrich family, December 23rd, 1948, 73 years ago.
You had the sniffles when I left last night, and I've been worrying.
You have? Isn't that sweet?
How are they?
Who?
The sniffles.
Oh, fine.
I've just finished my Christmas shopping.
You have? Kermit, I certainly hope you didn't get anything from me.
Well,
Oh, Kermit, you shouldn't have.
It's something you wear on your head.
Really? Kermit, you're teasing.
No, I'm not, and they're made of pigskin.
Oh.
That's all the hint I'm going to give you.
Oh. Well, I certainly hope you won't ask me to give you any hints about what I got you.
I won't.
You won't? Well, I'll give you a tiny hint. Just keep your eye on the bullseye.
On the bullseye?
And I'm not going to say another word.
Gee, that's a puzzler.
It is.
I can't think of what it could be, unless it's a gun.
A gun?
But I know you wouldn't be foolish enough to buy a thing like that.
What?
Not for a guy who served 4 years in the infantry.
Well, naturally, I didn't. Why would I? Oh, my goodness.
Is anything wrong, Mary?
No, but I have to hang up.
Are your sniffles coming back?
Kermit, I haven't time to explain. Goodbye. Oh, my goodness.
Where's Mary? What's wrong?
Henry, out of my way. Don't you realize all the stores close at 7 tonight?
Are you looking for something in that closet, Mary?
My goodness, I hope it isn't too late.
Mary, what are you doing?
Henry, let go. I've got to return this right away.
Return it. Listen, Mary, put that down.
Henry, out of my way.
Mother! Mary, don't you move another step. Mother!
Henry, I warn you.
What's all the shouting about?
What's going on? Mother, Mary's going to return my Christmas present.
Mary, that muffler's for Henry.
Muffler?
I'm returning Kermit's gun.
Kermit's gun?
Kermit?
Now, please, let me go, Henry. I'll never be able to return it in time.
But...
Henry, you didn't think that gun was for you instead of Kermit, did you?
Why...
For Henry, Alice. For Henry. If that gun was for anyone, it was for...
For whom?
Kermit. And excuse me.
Where are you going?
Up to my room. And I hope Mary's very happy with her pearls.
Mary? The pearls are for... Oh, my goodness.
Boy, that's a fine thing.
Henry, where are you going?
Out, Mother. Just out.
Dear, you haven't got your coat on.
Gee, who cares?
Well, at least take your new muffler.
Mother, I'd rather not even mention that muffler.
What are you doing on the curb?
Sitting, Homer. Gee whiz, what does it look like?
I've been looking for you for nearly 2 hours. Merry Christmas.
Sure. Merry Christmas.
I heard about the gun being for Kermit. Tough luck.
That's okay, Homer. That's okay. Maybe the better man won.
Henry, don't say that.
Why not? Why not face facts? Gee. And to think I've been looking forward to this Christmas since... last Christmas.
I know how you feel. I'm not getting my piccolo either.
No?
I'll be lucky to get anything.
Didn't you give your father those cigars?
Sure. He lit one. You know what happened?
What?
It blew up in his face.
It did?
And Willie won't even give me my money back. He says is it his fault his uncle doesn't like his father?
What's that?
Bunch of kids singing carols on the library steps.
Boy, you'd think they'd know better than to disturb the peace.
I'll say.
Homer, are you humming?
Me? Well, gee whiz, I was just checking to see if they're in tune.
Oh, are they?
No.
Hiya, fellas.
Who's that?
Gee whiz, it's that pest Johnny Dixon again.
Merry Christmas to you all. I just delivered your mother's tablecloth, Henry. Aren't we lucky?
Lucky?
Sure. Look, snow on Christmas Eve. Isn't it neat?
What's so neat about snow? All it does is get under your collar.
And would you mind leaving us alone?
Well, sure, fellas. And I hope your mother's cold gets better, Henry.
Cold? She's got a cold?
Well, that's the way she looked to me. Say, did I show you the swell present I got from my mother? Look, a real aviator's helmet.
Yeah.
Fur-lined.
That's swell.
With real fur. Well, I better get home and help her trim the tree. Merry Christmas to you all.
Gee.
Yeah, gee.
Imagine getting all excited about a hat. Henry.
What?
I'm going home.
Homer, you're going to leave me alone on Christmas Eve?
I'm sorry, Henry. That's where I'd rather be.
Gee whiz.
Good night. And Henry.
Yeah?
Merry Christmas.
Henry Aldrich.
Gee whiz, Mother, what are you doing out in the street?
Here's your coat.
Gee, thanks, Mother.
Don't think I'm forgiving you, Henry. But if you get sick, I'm the one who'll have to suffer for it. Now put it on.
Yes, Mother, and look.
Henry, is that you?
Sam.
Alice, What are you doing out here?
Sam, I know we agreed not to speak to Henry, but...
Father, what's that under your arm?
Why,
Gee whiz, it's my lumber jacket.
Henry, I'm still the one who has to pay the doctor's bill.
Gee, thanks.
Well, Alice, shall we go home?
You're going? Before I wish a Merry Christmas to you all?
Why, Merry Christmas, Henry.
Yes. Merry Christmas, son.
Gee, listen to what they're singing. Love and joy come to you, and to you your also too, and God bless you. Oh, Father, could I apologize for thinking that gun was for me?
Well, that's all right, son. We all make mistakes.
Sam, I'm so happy.
Henry, I'm just curious. What was it you were heading for all week?
See, Father, it was silly. Forget it.
I'm curious.
Well, a pair of binoculars I saw in DeHaven.
Binoculars?
But, gee, they don't compare to a muffler.
Yeah.
Well, shall we all go home now and trim the tree?
Why, I'll tell you, Alice, suppose you go home and start without me. I just remembered I ran out of cigars.
Don't buy them from Willie, Father. They blow up in your face.
Well, dear, shall we start for home?
Why, before we do, could I go into the store here and put in one phone call?
To whom?
DeHaven's drugstore, and tell Mr. DeHaven not to sell my binoculars before Father gets there. And here's wishing all of you, from all of us, a very Merry Christmas. Good night, folks.
The Aldrich-Family, starring ezra-stone as Henry and Jackie-Kelk as Homer, is written by Norman Tokar and Ed Jurist, with music by Jack Miller. Mr. and Mrs. Aldrich are House Jamison and Catherine Ross. And this is Hugh James in New York saying the Aldrich-Family is brought to you by the Jell-O family.
For desserts that are delicious, boy, believe me, you should know. They are made by famous Jello.
From 73 years ago, December 23rd, 1948, the Aldrich Family on Classic Christmas Radio Theater. You remember when you had to go out and not buy an artificial tree, but buy a real Christmas tree? That's what Fibber McGee and Molly are doing right now in this episode from 68 years ago, December 23rd, 1953. And if you know Fibber McGee, that tree's not going to come easy or expensive.
Where are we driving for this Christmas tree, and how much will it cost us?
About half what the guy asked for it. I drive a hard bargain, you know that. Them slum-raised lumberjacks don't put anything over on me, kiddo. I'm shrewd.
Mm-hmm. Where are we going?
Right around the corner here. Same place we went last year, and I got a $10 tree for $3.50. All it took was a little sob story. What was that guy's name again? You remember?
Marvin. Christmas Tree Marvin, he called himself.
Oh, yeah.
The way you had your arm around him during that transaction, I thought he was at least your cousin.
Well, I got a good deal out of him, didn't I? Boy, I don't know. He could have made a living the way I chiseled him down. Uh-oh, here's the place. Wow, look at them beautiful trees, too.
I'll wait in the car, McGee. These big transactions always embarrass me.
There's nothing to get embarrassed about. It's just business. When he says $10, he don't expect to get 10. He expects to get 7. That's why I got to say 3 so I can get it for 5. You really ought to learn about driving a bargain on account of...
I'll wait in the car.
Okay, it won't take long. This guy's easier to chisel than a bar of soap. I'll call you when I get the price settled, and you can take your pick. Half the fun of buying a tree is beating these guys down.
Yes, sir. You're looking for a Christmas tree?
No, I'm a bird's egg collector, Si. I thought I'd climb a few of these trees and see if there's any bird's nests. Of course I'm looking for a Christmas tree.
Good.
But I don't want a clerk. I want to deal with the owner. Marvin, his name is. Kind of a sweet, kindly-looking old pigeon, or gent.
Oh, you must mean Marvin Myers. Oh, he ain't here anymore. He's selling razor blades now.
Oh, gee, that's too bad. What happened?
Oh, too soft-hearted, Marvin was.
Oh?
Sucker for a sob story. Every chiseler that came along took advantage of him.
Oh, well. Well, I'm sorry to hear about old Marv.
But we really got the trees here this year, mister. Just look over this row here. Take your pick of anything in this row for only $10.
$10?
Some of those trees are over 3 feet tall. You look them over. I'll go help some of these other customers out.
Out is right. Out to the poorhouse. $10 for a 3-foot tree. Come on, Molly. Let's leave the car here and walk down this way. There's a lot of lots along here.
You didn't buy a tree?
Marvin sold out. That was the new owner. Remind me to check the post office tomorrow, will you?
Post office? What for?
If that guy's face ain't up there on the wall with a reward for him, it ought to be. Of all the bare-faced burglars. Oh, come on across the street.
Oh, that looks like a nice lot. What does the sign say?
Bruce's Spruces. A tree to fit every pocket.
Well, let's not stop here. We don't want a tree we can put in our pocket.
Oh, that's not what it means, Molly. Hey, look at them prices.
Oh, all trees, 30 cents a foot. Say.
That is a bargain. I won't have to chisel on this guy, kiddo. A 10-foot tree for $3, huh? His prices are better than old Marvin's were last year.
Oh, and look, they're beautiful trees, too.
Yes, they are, ma'am. Beautiful. Glad you like them.
She didn't mean to say that, Bud. That's no fair.
They are rather nice, though, sir.
Take your pick, ma'am. 30 cents a foot.
I'm the kind of a guy that appreciates an honest deal, Bud, if I can't do any better. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with you. I'm not even going to chisel you down. I'm just going to pick out a tree and pay your price. 30 cents a foot.
That's the way we like a deal, sir.
Here's a beauty, McGee. How tall is that, sir? About 10 feet?
Yes, I'd say that's 10 feet tall.
Well, wrap it up, Buster. 10-foot tree, 30 cents a foot, $3, right?
Well, that's the way most lots sell them, by height. But we do it a little differently. We sell by the branches.
By the branches?
This beautiful tree has, say, 20 branches on it. Average branch, say, 4 feet long. That's 80 feet of branches. 30 cents a foot comes to $24.
What?
Oh, my.
$24? $24 for that beetle-bitten batch of sawmill bait? Why, that lopsided droop-limb collection of chewed-up pine cones ain't worth 24 cents.
Oh, McGee, now don't
That broken-down, banged-up, bow-legged balsam ain't fit to start a fire with. Why, look at the trunk on it. I lived out of a better-looking trunk when I was in vaudeville made out of straw. And them limbs. I've saw prettier-looking limbs under a plaid skirt on a sergeant in the Scotch Guards. Pah!
Am I to understand from this that he doesn't want the tree, ma'am?
Yes, I'm afraid you're barking up the wrong spruce, Bruce. Come on, dearie, let's go.
Boy, what a bunch of burglars I've run into so far. My gosh, you'd think with all the Christmas tree lots there are along here, some of these guys would be anxious to do business, wouldn't you?
They are, but not at your prices, dearie.
No.
They all seem to have a peculiar attitude about losing money, don't they?
Well, don't worry, I'll get a Christmas tree bargain. If it takes till Easter Sunday, I'll get one.
Feels like Easter Sunday today. You've laid an egg at every lot so far. Look, why don't we go home and plant a pine cone and wait? We might get a tree quicker that way.
You think so, huh? You know what these guys would charge me for a pine cone? Probably about... Say, there's an interesting-looking lot. The one with the horseshoe nailed over the office there?
Mm-hmm. Very modest sign they have. Texas tall timber. The greatest trees on earth, or any place.
Come on, let's go look around here.
They've certainly got plenty of trees. No prices on them.
Howdy, strangers. Welcome to Texas Tall Timber.
Hi, sis.
Lie down and set a spell, partner. You too, marm.
Oh, thank you. We're
just looking around, sis. Is Tex busy?
Well, I'm Tex, partner.
Who?
Tex Aurelia was my baptizing name, but folks around these here parts just call me Tex.
Well, howdy, Tex. I'm right glad to meet up with you.
Likewise.
I take it you're a hankering to round up one of these here Christmas trees. And, partner, you come to the right place. I got about 300 head here, all prime Texas timber.
My, were these trees grown in Texas?
Raised them all right on my pa's ranch, marm. Right nice layout pa's got down there. Bunkhouse is right on the Rio Grande.
These trees here come from way down there, partner?
No, we raised these here trees on the north part of the ranch, partner. That's in Oregon.
Oh.
Got quite a spread, Paul has.
Probably from sitting on them horses all the time, partner.
Let's get down to business, partner. Pretty mangy-looking bunch of trees you got here, partner. How much you aiming to get for 'em?
Well, how much you aiming to give?
How much you aiming to get?
Well, I'll tell you, partner. I'll go ask my partner. Hey, partner, got a couple of Yankees.
Let's get out of here, McGee, before that road company Annie Oakley comes back with a buffalo gun.
Yeah. Kind of a crummy-looking bunch of trees anyhow. Doggone it, I'm going to get us a tree someplace if I have to chop one down on the City Hall lawn.
That might solve everything, dearie. I understand they serve fine turkey dinners in the city jail on Christmas. I could make you plum pudding with a hacksaw in it, and I'd
Hey, there's a lot we didn't try right across the street there. See it? Happy Herman. High trees for low prices.
Well, you go ahead, dearie. I'm going back to the car and wait. I'm tired.
Okay, Tootsie. Well, luck I've had so far, I'm about due for a break, and this might just be the place. Hey, here's a nice tree right out in front here. Yeah, nice and full. Now, if I can get the right price from Happy Herman.
Sure is hard to find a decent tree, isn't it?
Yeah.
These lots are so muddy. Aren't they a mess? Look at my shoes, just ruined. Yeah, sure a gummy-looking bunch of trees, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. I got one here that looks pretty good.
So cold out, too. Just miserable.
Yeah. Well, now, if I can get hold of Happy Herman and get the right price on this tree...
Well, you're talking to him.
You? You're Happy Herman?
I was 3 days ago. But there's nothing gets you down like selling Christmas trees. Everybody's got a different complaint. The trees are either too short, or they're too fat, or they're too thin. It's just too much. All I want to do is sell these last 200 trees and go home.
Well, I may be able to help you, Hermie. Now, you take this tree here. It's a little cockeyed. Not exactly what I want, but you give me a right price, and I'll take it off your hands, boy.
Well, my feet are cold, and I want to get back in the trailer, so you can have it for $8.
I'll give you $3.
Oh, my, here we go again. $7.75.
$3.10.
$7.50.
$3.20.
7 1/4.
3 1/4.
$7.
$3.55.
5 1/2.
$4.
5 1/4.
4.
I'll make it 5 even.
4.
McGee, I hate to interrupt, but could I have the keys to the car?
I'll be with you in just a minute, kiddo. Well, Herman, what do you say?
Okay, I give in. Give me $4.50.
There you are. $4. I'll see you next year.
And not if I recognize you from the trailer window. And I had to come out of a nice warm trailer.
Well, Molly, how does she look?
Nice tree, but dearie...
He wanted $8. We saved 4 smackers on the deal.
No, we didn't.
What do you mean?
That's what I came over to tell you. You've been here an hour, and that traffic cop over there is giving you a parking ticket.
What?
If you had left the keys so I could move
Where?
the car...
Oh, no. Well, bring the tree, kiddo. Now, you wait a minute, officer. I can explain. This is Christmas week. You wouldn't give me a ticket on...
It is a beautiful tree, McGee. We'll set it right here by the front window.
Good.
I called Dr. Gamble and asked him to come over tomorrow night to help us decorate it, okay?
Sure.
He's going to bring his little Miss Callahan with him.
Oh, swell. Have him bring a stepladder, too. Mine's busted.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night, all.
From 68 years ago, December 22nd, 1953, Fibber McGee and Molly. As much as I enjoyed the half-hour Fibber McGee and Molly shows, I have to say that the quarter-hour presentations, in my mind, seem to be a very good show. By the way, a lot of our shows that you hear during Classic Christmas Radio Theater are provided to our library here from my friend Ted at radiomemories.com. Radiomemories.com. Ted provides classic radio programs on CD, cassette, or on flash drive for your computer. Ted's email address is radiomemories.com. Thank you for tuning in here to your favorite radio station, Classic Christmas Radio Theater, a special presentation. We thank them and we thank their advertisers. And you can visit my webpage. It's available at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. On many of these stations, we have another hour straight ahead. If you're with us, we look forward to the pleasure of your company. But if you leave us at this time, please accept our warmest wishes for a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous 2022.